Happy November. I'm Mary Helen Sheriff, one of your tour guides here at Bookish Road Trip, and I have with me special guest Kathy L. Murphy. Kathy is the CEO of the International Pulpwood Queens and Timber Guys Book Club Reading Nation, which is the largest book club in the world with over 800 chapters. Kathy, thanks so much for joining us today. What have you got for November book recommendations?
Okay, I hope everybody's ready for this. You know, you always bring out the big guns when fall comes. So guess who is on the agenda for our book of the month? Fanny Flagg.
That is a big gun.
Of Whistle Stop. And this is the from the best-selling author of Fried Green Tomatoes at the Whistle Stop Cafe. I am in love with Fanny. I actually did a Beauty in the Book show with her out in Beverly Hills years ago that was sponsored by Random House. We both are Methodists. We both been president of our Rotary clubs, and we both lived in the South. She lives part-time in Birmingham and Santa Barbara. And this book is fabulous story. It's kind of a prequel to the Fried Green Tomato story, but with Fanny, she's a master storyteller, and she takes the simplest of stories and she hooks you from the get-go. So I think you will fall in love with Fanny. All you have to do is say Fanny Flagg and you've got to read the book. And she's just terrific. And I'm working really hard to see if I can get her to Girlfriend Weekend. It's online and virtual. So fingers crossed, check it out. This is our book of the month. Next up is another one of our favorite, Patricia Sands, Drawing Lessons. She is the author of Love in Provence series. She goes to France all the time. So this is another book that takes us to another country. And I want to tell you, this is about 62-year-old Ariana. She arrives in the south of France for a 2-week artist workshop full of anticipation, but burdened with guilt. At home, she's been living with her husband, who's been diagnosed with dementia, and she's been watching for some time the husband that she loves slowly slipping away. And this is something a lot of my friends are dealing with right now. I think that you'll find something to kind of set your anchor to if you're going through this kind of a deal of having a family member getting dementia or Alzheimer's or anything. She writes it so beautifully, and I love the fact that she's got this art connection that's drawn into the picture. So isn't that a beautiful cover? And I love
was just thinking that it's so pretty.
It's like frameable. It's just, you know, an artist rendition. So Patricia Sands, we love her. And here's another author who actually is living in Spain right now. An Unfinished Story. It's a novel by Boo Walker, and he's the author of the Red Mountain series. It starts out, the end of a love story has yet to be written. It's been 3 years since Claire Kite lost her husband, David, an aspiring novelist, in a tragic car accident. So Claire finally finds the courage to move on. Then she discovers among the remnants of this shattered world her husband's unfinished manuscript. So she ends up reaching out to another novelist to help her finish his story. And it's a story within a story within a story. But you will love everything about Boo Walker's books. And I know he'll be at Girlfriend Weekend. He was there last year. I just truly am enjoying everything he's written, and he always has such gorgeous covers too. It's such a pretty picture. And then I'm very excited about Steve's book. Steve Wagenstein has got a short story collection. Steve hails from the Ozarks, and this is where most of the Midwestern stories are from. He has also been nominated for this book. I believe it's the Penn Faulkner nomination. He is a college professor. His stories are incredible. He got a wonderful quote from another Pulpit Queen author. Scattered Lights is one of the best collection of short stories I've read in years. Anne Weisgarber of The Glove Maker and The Promise, which was a book of the year. Steve has been to Girlfriend Weekend. I'm so excited for him. The first book I discovered his was The Language of Trees. If we just don't have time to read a lot in one sitting, this is the perfect book because it's short stories. So check out Shattered Lights, and I think you are going to be truly lost in these stories. And the last book, another book that's set, you know, in another country. It's been translated. It's The Girl in the Tree, and it's set in Turkey. Right now, with everything that's going on in Afghanistan and all the surrounding countries, even into, you know, it's traveling on down through Indonesia and Malaysia and all these things into India. We need to read about other countries. I've always been global and diverse on my picks for the Pulpit Queens because I've always loved to travel, and I've always traveled through books. And hopefully, as soon as this is over, we'll all be taking a bookish road trip Pulpit Queen vacation. I'm very excited about it. But this is a story about a girl who's trying to escape from everything that's happening in this country. She climbs up into a tree and she sees a boy and they fall in love. And it's a love story set during a time of war and incredible strife. And I think, thank God it's been translated. Beautiful cover. And I would like to tell you the author's name, but it's Sebnem Güzel. I'm probably totally mispronouncing this. I've been trying to get a hold of the author, but she is a gorgeous woman. And anyway, love the book, Girl in the Tree. And that concludes this month's book club selections. I think you all are going to find they're very diverse and perfect for book club discussion. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kathy. What a great selection. Can't wait to read them.
And don't forget to read Boopie's road trip. She keeps laughing, but I'm serious. She's having me on the show talking about my books. I cannot get away without mentioning this book, which is an International Pulpit Queens and Timber Guys book club selection. So thank you, Mary. And I love what you're doing. And I'm so glad we are on the same page that reading is important.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks so much. Have a good one.
We always say,
what do we always say? It's all about the story.
Okay, bye-bye.